let's see how to calculate break-even point. Simply, at this moment, you know that break-even point conditions. In break-even point, as I explained to you, the total revenue equals to total cost, or otherwise profit or loss equals to 0. Another condition we discussed, what is that? Fixed cost equals to total contribution. That is what actually here මම මේක හරියට පැහැදිලි කරුනේ නැත්නම් ඔයාලට දැන් මෙතන here you can see contribution minus fixed cost equals to total profit. In the break-even point, this profit should be equals to 0. Okay, break-even point එකේදී profit එක 0 වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙනම් break-even point එකේදී මෙතන උත්තරේ බිඳුව වෙන්න නම් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේ දෙක සමාන වෙන්න ඕනේ. These two should be equal. So another condition we can develop, contribution equals to fixed cost. Okay, so now let's see how to calculate these break-even point using the mathematical equations. First one, as you are aware, here we are now you know the in this movement, that means break-even point fixed cost should be equals to the total contribution. So if it is equal, break-even point අපි දන්නවා අඹගෙඩි ගොඩක හරිද අඹගෙඩි ගොඩක මිල රුපියල් 100යි නම් එක ගෙඩියක එක අඹගෙඩියක මිල රුපියල් 10යි නම් අපි මේ අඹගෙඩි ගොඩේ තියෙන අඹගෙඩි ගාන හොයන්න පුළුවන් 110න් බෙදලා. හරි ඒ විදිහට as total fixed cost equals to the total contribution in the break-even point, so we can use total fixed cost to get the break-even point. මොකද break-even point එකේදී total fixed cost equals to total contribution. Therefore, to calculate the break-even point units, units calculate කරන්න we can use this equation. අපි එහෙනම් fixed cost එක වෙනුවට අර අඹගොඩි ගොඩේ ගාන ඒ වගේ අපි total contribution එක වෙනුවට දානවා total fixed cost එක. මොකද break-even point එකේදී in break-even point these two concepts are equal. In the break-even point, total contribution equals to total cost, total fixed cost. Okay, it looks like the value of that particular bundle of mangoes, and if we know the per unit price of mango, then bundle price divided by per unit mango price, then we can get the number of mangoes available in that bundle. So as like that, if we know the total contribution, if we know the contribution per unit, we can identify the value, number of units available within that particular case. So in break-even point, if total contribution equals to total fixed cost, behalf of total contribution, here we can put total fixed cost. Then one way of calculating break-even points in unit is total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, FC divided by. Okay, then break-even point in rupees can be calculated. Now we can get the metana units we can change that to rupees. How? Break-even point units, break-even point units multiplied selling price per unit. ඒකක සංඛ්‍යාව දන්නවා නම් ඒකේ වටිනාකම විගුණ වටිනාකම අර ප්‍රස්ථාර සටහනේ අනිත් පැත්ත අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් යුනිට්ස් ගාන ගුණ කරලා ඒකක සංඛ්‍යා. And also directly we can get this. අපිට කෙලින්ම ගන්න පුළුවන් value එක in rupees total fixed cost divided by PV ratio. PV ratio එකෙන් බෙදලා අපිට කෙලින්ම ගන්න බෑ. එතකොට total fixed cost එක PV ratio එකෙන් බෙදුවාම එන උත්තරේ break even point in rupees. We can get the break even point in rupees directly by dividing total fixed cost by PV ratio. You already know how to calculate the PV ratio. Okay, now please calculate the answer for get the answers for these 4 questions. මේ හතරට උත්තර ගන්න. Tell me the answers. තාම join උන්නේ නැද්ද? Okay, here answer for 1 total contribution, no? Contribution. Contribution can be calculated sales minus variable cost. In this particular case, selling price has been given 12. Variable cost has been given 9. That means here contribution rupees 3. කැවිල්ලා per unit. Point 2. PV ratio. How to calculate the PV ratio? Normally we know this as the (0.25). I put a 25 QA. Well, per unit නෙමෙයි PV ratio එක per unit නෙමෙයි කොහොමත් එකයි ඔක්කොටම බැලුවත් එකට බැලුවත් එකයි. හරි? PV ratio equals to contribution divided by sales. Here contribution 3, sales 12. That means answer 0.25. Then break-even points in units. Break-even point units. Here fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Here fixed cost rupees 12,000 divided by contribution per unit rupees 3. That means 4,000 units. Break-even points rupees, then we can get contribution. Now break-even point units 4,000. Selling price rupees 2. That means 12,000. ඒකක සංඛ්‍යාවෙන් වැඩි කරලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Or otherwise මම මෙතන 4 හදනවා ආයෙත්. අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම 4 මේ දෙවෙනි විදිහට we can calculate break-even point rupees fixed cost divided by PV ratio. අපි PV ratio එක හැදුවනේ. Then fixed cost 4,000. No, fixed cost 12,000 divided by PV ratio 0.25. Then answer මෙතන වැරදිනේ. 48,000. Yes. Okay. ඔය දෙක විදියටම හදන්න පුළුවන්. Yes, 48,000. Sorry, yeah. Now additional calculation of profit at different profit levels and sales for desired profit find in missing figures. Let's see how to do these things. So First you calculate this. You have been given total fixed cost, selling price and the variable cost. You are required to calculate profits when sales are 60,000 and 100,000. Profit calculation කරන්න. අපි ඒකට මේ වගේ පාවිච්චි කරමු. A and B. Okay. A in the sense sales 60,000. Here sales 100,000. Now how to calculate profit? Now how to calculate profit? How the profit calculate? Tell me your method. Calculate and tell me the profits. I will give few minutes. Now here you have been given the sales values by rupees. Then you can get here contributions. How to get the contributions? Through the PV ratio. Here PV ratio we can calculate. I will calculate that here. Contribution over sales. Here contribution 3, sales 12. 3 12 බෙදුවාම කීයද? 0.25. Then if we know the PV ratio, that means 0.25 equals to C divided by 60,000, or otherwise C divided by sales. Let's say. So contribution equals to 0.25 into sales. Now you can get PV ratio එක මේක කියලා කියන්නේ sales වලින් මෙච්චර ප්‍රතිශතයක් තියෙන්නේ 10 කිය. එහෙනම් 60000න් 100ට 25යි. ඒ කියන්නේ here 15,000, here 25,000. Okay, then we need to get the profits minus fixed cost. Fixed cost is not going to change with the sales volume, it's fixed 12,000. Then here profit for A 3,000. Here profit for B is that. Yes, good. Good. If you have any doubts now, you can ask. Now sales for desired profit. අපේක්ෂිත ලාභයක් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා අත්පත් කරගත යුතු විකුණු. Simply it can be calculated by using this equation. It can be calculated by rupees fixed cost plus desired profit අපේක්ෂිත ලාභය එකතු කරන්න ඕනේ ස්ථාවර පිරිවැයට. It should be divided by PV ratio. It can be get by units. Fixed cost divided plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. Okay. Now calculate this A and B. What will be the amount of sales and units of sales? If it is desired to earn profits of 16,000 and 15,000. So units, let's see. A. So can we calculate fixed cost plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. Here fixed cost 12,000 in A, desired profit 6,000, contribution per unit 12 minus 9 3, then 12,000 plus 6,000 18,000 divided by 3 6,000, sorry, units. So simply we can get the value එක සරලව ගන්න පුළුවන් 6,000 into selling price 12 72,000, or otherwise we can get the value how? Second method, fixed cost plus, we can adapt this equation. Fixed cost 12,000 plus 6,000 divided by PV ratio. Here PV ratio, the contribution over selling price, contribution 3, selling price 12, I think 0.25, then 0.25, then answer should be 18,000 divided by 0.25 in the sense 36,000. In same way I did this one. මම 6,000ට හැදුවා. ඔයාලා මේකේ හදලා කියන්න ටක් ගන්න 15,000 වෙනකොට ක්‍රම දෙකටම හදලා බලන්න හරියද කියලා. desired profit එකේ value එක calculate and tell me the answers. It's a 9,000 units and 108,000 rupees. Okay, hope it is correct. Now this is a break-even analysis, the stream of a system, enterprise management system. මේ සිස්ටම් එක මේක ඩිස්ප්ලේ වෙන ආකාරය කියන්නේ ඩිසිෂන් ගන්නනේ මේක දෙන්නේ මේ කම්පැනි එක සිස්ටම් එකකින් ජෙනරේට් වුණු අවුට්පුට් එකක් මම මේ දාලා තියෙන්නේ. You can refer. Okay, let's do some practice questions. Calculate and tell me the answer here. You have been given the break-even point and you have been given the profit. You have been given the fixed cost. What is the amount of variable cost? Variable cost එක අහන්න. Think. Take your time and think. Anyone? $24,000. Yes, let's see. I don't know actually. Balam, shall we do? Okay, let's do. Here, how to? We have been given the break-even point and profit and fixed cost. We need to calculate the variable cost. So, as you have aware, total contribution minus fixed cost equals to profit. Now we have got the profit 1,500. Fixed cost has been given as 6,000. If so, total contribution should be equals to 7,500 rupees. Okay. Now break even point has been given. Then break even point has been given as 30,000 rupees. This should be equals fixed cost divided by PV ratio. PV ratio can beduha men uttareta samana wenna ඕනනේ. Now we know the fixed cost, that is rupees 6,000. Okay, that is rupees 6,000. So now we can get the PV ratio. Then how to get the PV ratio? In this particular case, PV ratio equals to 6,000 divided by 30,000. Okay, then what is the answer? 6,000 divided by 30,000. PV ratio 0.2. Now we know break-even point, PV ratio, and contribution. Now, PV ratio in the sense, ratio between contribution and sales, we have calculated the PV ratio as 0.2 and we have calculated the contribution as 7,500. Now we can calculate sales. Okay, then sales equals to 7,500 divided by 0.2. Make a method sales PV ratio into sales. Then to get the value of sales, 7,500 divided by 0.2. Let's calculate. 7,500 divided by 0.2. It is 37,500. Now, then the method is 37,500. Now we need to get the answer for variable cost. අපිට ඕනේ variable cost වලට උත්තරේ ගන්න. Then sales minus variable cost equals to contribution. Now we know the sales 37,500 minus variable cost equals to contribution 7,500, then 37,500 minus 7,500 equals to contribution. That means not the contribution, variable cost. That means variable cost equals to is that මට කොහේ හරි වැරදුනාද? 30,000. බලන්න මම මේ හදාගෙන යන නිසා සමහර විට වර්ධින්න පුළුවන්. බලන්න ඔයාලා. Okay, I think this is the answer. Now this one, sales has been given 4,000 units at the rate of 10 per unit. 4,000ක් ඒකක 10 ගන්න selling price එක 10යි. Break even point 15,000 units. Fixed cost has been given 3,000. variable cost and profit. Okay. Calculate and tell me. Profit 5,000, variable cost 7,000. Let's see the way. Okay, we have been given we have been given the sales, BEP and fixed cost. So here, if we know the fixed cost and BEP units, how to get the BEP units? Break-even point units equals fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Then here fixed cost 3,000 rupees, contribution per unit we don't know, and but we know the answer for BEP 15,000 units. That means we can get the value for this X, that means contribution per unit. Then we can get contribution per unit equals to 3,000 divided by 15,000. 3,000 divided by 15,000. That means contribution per unit 0.2. එහෙම දායි බලන්න පොඩ්ඩක් මට නේ වැරදිද මන්ද? fixed cost එක 3,000යි නේද? BEP 1,500යි. sorry. 1,500ෙන් බෙදන්නේ. Therefore rupees 2. Now you know contribution per unit rupees 2, sales rupees, selling price per unit 10. So in here I will do contribution equals to selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Here we have calculated the contribution rupees 2. Selling price has been given 10, but we don't know the variable cost, so we can get the value here. It should be 8. Okay, this is the, then what is the variable cost per unit? 8 rupees. Then what is the amount of variable cost? Total variable cost can be get 8 into 4,000. That means 32,000. Now we need to calculate the profit. So here sales 40,000 units into 10, that means 40,000 minus variable cost. Total variable cost 32,000. That means total contribution 8,000 minus fixed cost. Fixed cost here 3,000. That means profit 5,000. Is that the answer which you got? 5,000යි variable cost 7,000ක් ආවේ කොහොමද? මට වැරදිලාද පුතා බලන්න? මට වැරදිලාද? නෑනේ. I think these are correct, no? Yes. Hope this is the correct answer. Now calculate the answer for this. Profit earned has been given. Fixed cost has been given. What is the actual sales? So here simply we can we have been given the contribution. Profit earned has been given. That means contribution minus fixed cost equals to profit. Then the profit is 2000 plus fixed cost is 8000. That means total contribution is 10,000 rupees. Okay. Total contribution 10,000 rupees. Then we have been given break-even sales, break-even point sales equals to fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Here break-even sales rupees 40,000 equals fixed cost 8,000 divided by PV ratio. That means PV ratio can be calculated 8,000 divided by 40. එහෙම නේද? PV ratio එක ගන්න 0.2. මේක තමයි PV ratio. Now we know the PV ratio and we know the contribution. Then we can have the sales. How to get the sales? How to get the sales? Unmute friend. Unmute mute friend. PV ratio equals C over S. Here PV ratio we know 0.2. Contribution we know 10,000. Then we are going to get the value for S. Then S equals to 10,000 divided by 0.2. Sales equals to 50,000. Okay. 50,000 නේද පුතේ? Yes, good. Now calculate the answer for this one. Selling price 150, variable cost 90. Okay. Fixed cost 600,000. Okay, let's see. Now we can calculate easily the contribution per unit equals to selling price minus variable cost. Here selling price 150 minus variable cost 90, then answer rupees 60. Contribution per unit is 60. Now break-even point easily we can calculate. Break-even point units equals to fixed cost minus contribution per unit. In this particular case, fixed cost 600,000 divided by contribution per unit, we calculate 60. Then 10,000 units. Break-even point 10,000 units. Now, what is the selling price per unit if the break-even point is 12,000? Contribution per unit එක අහනවා, break-even point එක 12,000ක් වුණොත් එහෙම. I will do that one here. Here you can see selling price, break-even point. What is the selling price if the break-even point 12,000? Now, break-even point units equals to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, in the sense selling price minus variable cost. Now it is saying break-even point units has been given 12,000. And fixed cost also has been given 600,000. But we don't know the selling price. Variable cost per unit also has been given 9. එහෙනම් ඔය තත්ත්වයට දෙයි හදන්න ඕන. දැන් එහෙනම් හදමු. දැන් මේකේ SP උක්ත කරලා කියන. එහෙනම් මේකේ ආයෙ මම හදන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ. selling price එකේ. කීයද පුතේ? 140. එකද උත්තරේ? Yes, as all are saying, I am accepting that. Then answer is 140. Thank you.